Hey guys, what is up? Becker here, and I'm so excited to be sharing this webinar recording from last Sunday with you because some of the stuff covered in it is stuff you've never seen before when it comes to converting your SEO traffic. What we did during the webinar, we focused a lot on, like what I said before, converting SEO traffic, and then we had guest speaker Hamzeh sit down with us. This guy makes 400 grand a year converting visitors on his paid traffic site. We found out all these cool ways to combine his paid traffic principles with SEO to convert visitors on a whole new level. Some really cool stuff is shown in this webinar that I think is going to give people increased income today if they apply some of this stuff. It's really cool stuff. We're going to be starting from past the intro in the webinar. I just skipped the intro so we get straight to the good stuff. So that's where we're going to start off. If you would ever like to attend one of these webinars live, just check your emails. We send out the invites every 2 weeks. That's when we have the webinars. So with that being said, let's jump into the webinar, guys. Alright. Increasing click-through rate. Actually, I first want to start with understanding Google traffic. Alright, so when I first got into this, I naturally assumed if someone landed on my website, they would read everything on the website. They'd just sit down and be like, oh, this is a website I clicked on, I'm going to read everything. About 6 months later, after watching my bounce rate to be consistently 80 to 90%, I started to see this to be a problem. If your bounce rates on your websites are above 70%, you're literally losing 70% of your potential income. On top of that, if your bounce rate is that high, I can almost guarantee you the 30% that are staying on the site, about 20% of them are going to not even read what's on the site. They might click one link and back away. So you're losing a lot of income if you have a high bounce rate. And the way I like to explain this to a lot of people I coach, this is a big problem with a lot of people I coach that have very high bounce rates, is that when people are going through Google, unless they have a very specific problem, like they're like, I can't stop wearing this purple shirt or something like that, like a very specific, crazy problem, they're not going to read a website unless you catch their attention. What I like to compare them to is, I'm sure you've been in the grocery store before, and you see magazines on the counter. You see all those headlines in the magazines, and you grab a magazine you like, and you start flipping through the pages. Okay, and this is just a magazine with like topics you're interested in, which is very similar to people, the searches they put into the Google search engine. So people flip through the Google search engine just like magazines, all right? And you could have an article in a magazine about how to live forever, and unless it had a good headline or something catchy on the page, I guarantee you 90% of the people that open that magazine will flip right past that article, even though it would be the secret to living forever, and they'd stop on an article that has a big headline or something that catches their attention and says, hey, this article's for you, and then they stop turning the pages and they actually read what's going on. It's the same way people surf through Google. They click sites with like a zombie mindset, super ADHD, and unless your website has something that catches their attention, lets them know, hey, this site is for you, you need to read this, or there's going to be a negative effect on you if you don't read this. They're going to bounce. They're probably not going to buy anything. This is just crucial. So with all that being said, another thing I want to talk about is that Google traffic is also very selfish. And I'm going to show you guys how to incorporate ways to improve all this later on in the webinar. But Google traffic is also very selfish. When you look at your website, you see a website full of interesting things. That's because you care about your website. Google traffic does not care about you, they don't like you, and they're not going to go out of their way to read anything you read unless it applies to them and gives them a benefit, unless it helps their lives out and they know it. They will not click an ad for you, they will not buy your product because they like you. Google traffic doesn't care about you. This might seem harsh, blunt, or even mean. This is just the cold hard truth. When you're surfing through Google, you're purely searching for yourself and no one else. Okay? Lastly, super short attention span, and Google traffic, lastly, needs to be directed. I'm going to show you examples of this on my websites. However, Google traffic, you can't let them assume anything. When they come on your website, there needs to be a bam, go here, or you're looking for this, bam, go there. There needs to be no time where they're spent digging around or wondering what to do next. You have to make it very obvious. I'm going to show you this, how to do this, and it's the secret to a lot of my websites, and they have 20 to 30% bounce rates, and they convert much higher. About 90% of the people that don't bounce my site end up at the sales pages because I direct them through the site. This is imperative to creating a large income online and having websites you can depend on, flip for a lot of money, or turning even larger businesses. So the first step to doing this is increasing your search's click-through rate. This is the amount of clicks you get when someone searches in Google. They see your site and they decide whether to click your site in the search engine or click the one next to it. A funny thing I learned after a long time of doing this is the amount of clicks you get in searches is not set in stone. The words you use is the title of your site and the thing you convey as your headline. There's a bunch of headlines in Google. The links you see, all headlines. And what you convey in that headline is drastically important to how many clicks you get. I'm talking thousands of clicks. If you're ranking for a big search, just changing your headline can be the difference between getting about 3,000 more clicks a month simply by what it says. I'm going to show you an example about this in a sec. I'm also going to explain to you how to write some headlines that have to be clicked later on in the webinar. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the description. It's not as important as the headline and the search engine. However, this is huge for getting more people on your site. Again, you're not going to have to rank any higher, make a new site. You're just going to change a few simple words, and you have more visitors on your site. So let me jump right here, pull up my browser real quick, and show you an example real quick. What we're looking at right now is a website that I ranked for in Google for a 27K search in about 14 days. Now, this search right here, I was looking at the stats for these other sites, and it gets drastically more clicks than the first and second one simply because of the headline. What a lot of people do with their websites, you can see my headline right here, and what a lot of people do with their websites is they simply have the keyword. Like my keyword would just be turkey burgers. Now you got to remember, when someone types in a search in Google, and I know if you've never seen this website before, very weird keyword, I'm going to show you how to actually convert people with this keyword. However, when people go into Google, they're not actually searching for turkey burgers. They're looking for a benefit to turkey burgers, whether it be improving their health, making better meals for their kids, making a castle out of turkey burgers. Whatever they're looking for, they're not looking for turkey burgers, they're looking for the benefits. So when someone comes on here, they see turkey burger recipes, actually the list is turkey burgers recipes, and they say 3 ways to improve your health with turkey burgers. This is something that grips people. These ones right here, it's just a site about turkey burgers. This site is a site that's about making your life better. That's what this headline communicates to them right away. And when I first had this website up, it was ranking about 4th or 3rd, and it didn't have that many clicks. I mean, it had a good amount of clicks, about 100 visitors a day, but just not as many clicks as I expected. I changed this headline right here. It jumped to about 200 to 300 clicks per day, just because people saw this and go, whoa, I want to improve my health with turkey burgers. This is important to me. I want to live forever. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So an example I also want to use of this is when I said combining paid traffic or paid traffic principles to your search engine. What's something really funny that you see right here? These companies right here that are ranking highly or paying for these ads, their headlines are very, very seductive. Or they spend a long time sitting down and thinking, what am I going to set for this headline? How am I going to get the most visitors to my site? What's going to be the headline that gets the best type of traffic to my site? So you see right here, these headlines right here, all are very descriptive. The #1 SEO company, affordable SEO with proven results. What does that tell a person when they come on here and read this headline? This is affordable SEO and it's going to get me results. It's 100 times better than a headline that would say SEO services. And that's what a lot of people do with their keywords. If their keyword was SEO services, they just have their keyword be SEO services and then nothing else. This is huge, huge for click-through rate. These guys make money by paying for traffic. You get traffic for free, and it's time to take advantage of that by converting it on a whole nother level and getting more of it just by changing a few simple words. Okay, time to hop on to the next subject real quick. Before I do, any quick questions? Any quick questions? Okay. Hey guys, if the video is not showing, log on and log off real quick. If you were AFK when the webinar started, I had to reset the webinar real quick to update the video recording. Even if you missed a little bit, I have the recording, it will be sent to your email. So just log on, log off. Yes, Bob, we're actually going to be getting into banner ads a little bit later in this webinar, so let me jump to some other topics real quick so we can get everything in. Alright, so when I talked about Google traffic being very ADHD, one of the keys to having a high conversion rate on your site is to keep it very simple. A few things I'm going to talk about when I show you my website real quick is one page, one direction. Simple, obvious choices. No guessing and digging around, and straightforward. So let me show you how I convert visitors on my site using these principles. So we're going to go right here. We're going to go to turkey burgers real quick and compare this to a lot of other SEO sites out there. A lot of SEO sites, the second you log on, there's a long list of articles, there's a ton of choices, there's a menu with like 50 different ways to click, and there's like sidebars with every article ever known to man written about a subject. Now, a metaphor I like to use for this is what I like to call the guitar store story. And this is where if you were to walk into a guitar store and there's a wall with 300 guitars on it, if someone said, hey, pick your favorite guitar out of these 300 guitars, it would take you probably about a minute to find your favorite guitar out of that. If that, it might even take you 3 minutes if you're a guitar enthusiast. Now, if you walked into a guitar store and there was 3 guitars sitting right in front of you, and I said, pick your favorite one, it would take you a second to make that decision. This is the key to converting Google traffic. This is the key to converting Google traffic, because you only have about 5 to 10 seconds with them before they decide if a page is relevant to them or not, before they decide to stay or not. After they make the first click on your site, you have a lot more time with them. So when a person lands on one of my home pages for the bigger keyword, I like to make it extremely simple. There's very little stuff for them to get sidetracked with on this page. And what I do is I lower it down to 3 options. I talked about this in the last webinar, and I just want to recover this for a lot of people that are new or haven't been to one of my webinars yet. What I do right here, I just have 3 simple choices for every possible reason why a person would search for turkey burgers. This is something I actually learned from reading Chad's course, Traffic Black Book, and how to actually target people for all sorts of things relevant to a keyword. Obviously, if somebody came on here, they'd be looking for the best turkey recipes, way to cook turkey burgers faster, or turkey health facts, ways that turkey burgers are more healthier than normal burgers. That's the 3 things. I looked at the demographics. I started doing those little experiments on the site, and this is what I found out. Now, the thing about Google traffic too is they don't do this. They don't scroll down. There's this thing called above the fold, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are aware of this. However, the painful thing about article sites and blog sites that are very popular in the SEO world is that if you have an article up here, if that article doesn't apply to that type of visitor, and usually for most keywords there's about 3 different types of visitors, 3 big groups of visitors. Of course, there's smaller niches of visitors in there. However, these are about the 3 types of people that would search for turkey burgers in Google. Now imagine if I had just a recipe up here. I'd lose this type of traffic right here, and I'd lose this type of traffic right here. That's 2/3 of my traffic gone. And that's 2/3 of my very profitable traffic. People that are worried about health, and people that are worried about cooking tools, or how to cook stuff better, etc. So instead of having just an article right here, or 100 different links that make them think and make big decisions, I simply send them right to what they're looking for. Welcome. Here's an ad, because of course my first job on the site is to get them to click an ad. So first thing I do is I present them with an ad. If they're not going to click the ad, I want to get them to stay on the site ASAP. And the best way to do that is to get them to click something right away. This is the best way to set up a site for impulse clickers. So someone comes in here, welcome, not going to click the ad, what are you looking for? Recipes, okay? Then they're again taken to a very simple page, offered more ads again, hit up with more ads. Again, they choose what they're looking for very quickly. Boom. This is how I get people sticking on the site. Another example of this, again, this is another website of mine, how to draw a horse. Another very obscure keyword, but it's a great example of getting a very low bounce rate. This site has a 25% bounce rate, and every person that comes on the site that stays on there, it has like a 90% rate of them getting to the sales page on the site, which is where I want them to get. Of course, you can't rank a straight sales page in Google. I've done it before. I haven't been penalized for it yet, but I'm testing the waters a little bit, and I'm pretty sure Google doesn't want you ranking sales pages. So I'm testing it, but it's not something I'm going to tell anyone to do. So if someone comes on this site, remember that Google is super ADHD. You want to direct them through the site. Instead of having an article for them to read, and it will take them more than 5 seconds to read, by the way, I catch their attention with exactly what they're looking for. Someone comes on my site right away, and there's no read this article, make a decision, pick the link, go through my sidebar of 1,000 links and find something out. Right away, click the horse you want to draw. That's it. There's no choices. I'm telling them, I'm directing them to the site. They come on my site, they want to draw a horse, I grab them by the hand and go, click here. This is what you want, click here. They click here, and I give them exactly what they want. This is what gets a high time on site. A person comes on here, they see the pictures, etc. After that, they're used to this whole click the horse you want to draw mentality. Their mind has been trained that way. They're a lot more comfortable clicking around, navigating through my site since I got that first click out of the way. Again, they come in here, they scroll down a little bit, they see another option. Oh, you want to draw these horses? Click here. Click here to draw the premium drawing tutorials. They come right here, boom, straight to a sales page. This is how I get most of my traffic to the sales page. Whether you're selling an affiliate product, whether you're selling your own product, whether you are serving up ads, you got to get people to go where you want them to go. They're not going to do it on their own. Maybe 10% of the people that come on your site will go through the site the way you want them to. That's by getting them to an affiliate page, etc. You could do the very same thing if I was selling a book on here. I give them what they want so the site isn't useless, and then boom, click a horse you want to draw, and then I link them to the sales page of a horse drawing book on ClickBank or something like that. This is the key to converting a lot of visitors on a website. Finally, what I do right here on the link back, one of my blogs, very, very quick example of how I convert StumbleUpon traffic, which is near identical in bounciness and awful trafficness to Google. It's a little bit worse. But I have people from StumbleUpon come on here through paid advertising, and they come on here, and the first thing they're hit up with, because the link back has articles on SEO and everything you ever want to know on SEO. Of course, there's 100 different skill levels in SEO. There's newcomers who want a guide on keywords, and then there's experts who want a guide on converting traffic. If I had just one article at the top of the site, it might not be best for all my traffic. So the first thing that happens when they come in here, I find out exactly what they're looking for right away. What's your SEO skill level? All right, instead of offering them up an article that might not apply to them, which is basically what a lot of people do with their SEO traffic, they come on here, boom, right away, what's your SEO skill level? Beginner, intermediate, expert, pro. Because I don't want to offer the same content to a beginner that I would offer to a pro and vice versa. So someone comes on here, and let's let the page load up, and right off the bat, I hit them up with 3 different articles that would help a beginner out the most. So you see right here, make your first money site, how to find hot keywords, rank a site top of Google in weeks. These are all articles that are highly relevant to a beginner. This is how, if you have a blog or something like that, this is a way to convert a lot of visitors. I used to have an opt-in box after this. I stopped doing it. However, I'm about to implement again. I would get about 30 to 50 emails a day, while only spending about 20 bucks. Very, very easy way to get a lot of emails or convert people to your blog. So just a cool way to convert traffic, a little demo of what I do. So let me hop back to the PowerPoint real quick, and actually let's since we have some time now, let's talk about this one. Trying to get as much content in there before we go to chat. Alright, so what a lot of people forget when they're converting traffic on their sites, going to do a quick sound test real quick. My themes, I use Canvas and I use Artister. Okay, as long as everybody's still following real quick, I'm going to jump over and just talk about this one topic very quickly. Alright, so what a lot of people forget on their SEO sites is their #1 job. As a person who gets traffic, your job is to get traffic from A to B. Whether it's getting them to click an ad, selling an affiliate product. If you're a paid traffic marketer, your job is to get traffic from A to B. You're paying money for your traffic, so you don't have time to really hope they go here. Your job is to get them from A to B no matter what, within the rules you're given. So obviously in Google, the best way to get traffic from A to B would be have your website and then redirect it to another page. That's not cool in Google. We have to play within the rules we're given by having, quality sites. However, this is what a lot of people forget. They make article or blog sites that have a bunch of articles that don't really send people anywhere. They very kind of half-ass send people places. They rely too much on the visitor, again, making their own mind up, and they're not really shown how to get from point A to B. The links are too small, their traffic isn't warmed up, the article is too long for a person. I saw a review site with one of my students the other day, and this article he had on there was just like 3 pages long about how to buy toy cars. Now if you're a parent coming on the site, yes, you're interested in getting toy cars for your kids, but the real way you want to get a parent to Amazon, which he was trying to do, is just have a short paragraph explaining how awesome this toy is, explain how it's safe, listing some benefits to the toy. This is going to keep your child safe, #1 satisfaction, and then getting them straight to Amazon. This is huge on the sites. If you read also my last post on SourceWave, I talked about how you don't need long articles and massive amounts of content that rank highly in Google. You just need pages to get the job done. I'm not going to go into that right now or debate any SEO theory, but if you're interested in that kind of thing, check it out after the webinar. So I want to talk about warming traffic up a bit, just very, very lightly. I'm going to show you some reviews on my site. Also, one thing I want to squeeze in real quick is one way to keep people on your site is by giving them exactly what they want fast if they don't do the required action that you wanted them to do. An example of this is, we're going to jump on turkey burgers real quick. Someone comes to my home page, and of course the first thing I want them to do is click an ad. This is where I want them to hit. That's why it's in the center of the page where their eyes are going to land. Boom, right here. I hope one of these relies on them. If they don't click the ad though, I want to give them what they're looking for fast so they don't leave my site. And what a lot of people are looking for is quick, easy answers. Quick, easy choices. They're not looking for a long article. No one wants to sit down and read an article on turkey burgers. That's one thing I kind of discovered a while back. Now, I give them something very easy, a quick, easy solution right away, and then boom. So my number one job first is to get them to click an ad, then keep them on the site with something relevant. So they come on here, boom, hit again with another ad. If they don't click the ad, boom, another quick, easy choice. They come here again, and again, all these ads blend in very quickly, and boom. Hit again with more ads. If they don't click it, I give them what they're looking for right again. I want to keep them on clicking on my site for as long as possible in hopes that they will continue to click the ad. Alright, so also what I talked about, getting people where they need to go quick. Alright, getting people to your intended goal very quickly. This is the way that I make money off of Amazon on a lot of my sites, or affiliate products more so. I'm not the biggest fan of Amazon. I know a lot of people love it. I'm not here to discredit it at all. I'm just not the biggest fan of Amazon. However, this is an example of how I get people to Amazon on my site. What a lot of people will do on their review sites is they'll have a really, really long review. And sometimes that works if you write a review well, if you really know how to convince people to buy a product. I'm not the most seductive review writer in the whole entire world. However, this works very well for me. What I do really quickly is I talk about the benefits of the tool. As you can see right here, the headlines for all these tools are cut out the fat with a simple grill. So I'm mostly catching people that are interested in losing weight, or people that don't want to be fat, because no one wants to be fat. They come in here, people skim a lot of pages, they don't read all of it. I'm a skimmer. I know a lot of people will read every detail, and that's a different type of customer. However, a lot of people will skim a lot of a page, and so what I do right here, I target the skimmers. They come on here right away, 5 stars, a quick review. Hey, you're not going to lose a lot of time reading this review. And then I just kind of highlight reduces fat and cooks food 10 times faster. With that being said, I direct them straight to Amazon after, because Amazon is far better at selling products than I am. So they come in here, see all the warmed up stuff, they get warmed up, like, hey, this product's cool, and then boom, click here. Alright, notice how I use also the words click here a lot, and blue text, because just really quick little theory, a lot of people are used to clicking Google ads to blue text, so I make the text the same color. Usually you want to put an underline so it mimics it a bit better, but just a little tip right there. So boom, positive, positive, awesome stuff, click here. See, I'm directing people to the site. I'm not trying to give them a long review article, I'm not trying to entertain them. My number one goal is to get them to Amazon. So boom, click here. Okay, so we're going to hop back to the webinar real quick, see how you guys are doing, and Chad, if you want to, I just wanted to kind of talk about headlines with you for a sec. If you could hop on, if your click to talk is still working. Right now, with the type of traffic it gets, I sell maybe 2 to 3 a day.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Chad. Hey, how's it going? One second, let me jump into webinar chat real quick.
Yeah, turn it back on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. One sec.
Yeah, we lost Becker, but yeah, Alex is down. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. What, is it working? Can we both hear each other? Okay, is it working now? Okay, great. Chad, can you hear me all right? Okay, well, how about you jump on and I'll just talk to you straight from the text, because I have a feeling you have a bit more better information on headlines than I do. So I'll just turn off my talk now and we'll figure that out later.
Can you guys hear me now? Okay, thanks for your patience, guys. All right, Alex. Okay, guys. The way it's going to work is Alex is going to be typing me questions and stuff. So just watch your chat window there. So. Okay, so yeah, Alex is asking about he's saying some tips for headlines and that sort of thing. Now you gotta understand, like, my background is it's for paid traffic and that sort of stuff. So I kind of have to grab the user right away and try to engage him as quick as possible, him or her. So the thing is with headlines. I'm assuming that everyone knows what a headline is. Usually, it's the first main thing that someone will read once they get to your page. It can apply to post titles on a blog. It can apply to email subject lines. It can apply to like Alex showed in Google, or obviously PPC ads or banner ads. The first thing that I like to do is I like to have an angle of curiosity and an angle of specificity. That word's always hard for me to say, but being specific as well as enticing curiosity at the same time. Okay, now I'll give you an example. A bad example would be make more money online doing this. Actually, not even that. The worst would be something like make more money online, or here's some turkey burger recipes. Like, that would be pretty bad. It's boring. It doesn't entice curiosity, and it's not very specific. So a better one would be, like, I'm going to use the turkey burger example. I've never worked in the turkey burger niche, so it's kind of a challenge on the spot to make one. But to give you an idea, a turkey burger one would be the top 3 turkey burger recipes used to lower cholesterol and lower cholesterol about 25% in 15 days. Something like that. You see, that's really specific to somebody who would want to be potentially lowering their cholesterol. It says the top 3 ways, that sort of thing, and so it's very specific, and it brings out curiosity, because the person the person is going to wonder, okay, what are these 3 ways that someone can lower their cholesterol that fast. You can do one that's like the 3 fastest turkey burger recipes that stay-at-home moms use to finish their lunch, finish their kids' lunches in half the time, or something like that. That's just another example off the top of my head about turkey burgers, so to give you an idea. But you see how right there I'm specific to the stay-at-home moms. Their plight is they want to find some lunch for their kids quickly, and that sort of thing. Yeah, so Bond21's asking, what about people who don't want to lower their cholesterol, who only want some recipes? Okay, so if he's talking about going a little broader there, and understand that when you go a little broader, what's going to happen is you're not going to convert as high. Okay, your click-through rate's not going to be as high, and your conversion, your sales aren't going to be that high. That's just a fact of how it works. That's fine. I deal in a lot of math. Market niches anyway. If you can't be specific, you can still bring out some curiosity. So it would be something like that. 3 turkey burger recipes that can be made 10 times faster using one weird trick, one simple trick. If you guys know, like, because I do a lot of CPA marketing, we always use that one weird trick type of line. Okay, so you know, you can still be general, but then you can start saying things like one weird trick, one you know, special ingredient. You can be kind of vague in that second. Yeah, one simple trick to blank. Ad copy is badass, like random guy said. It's the same thing, right? So you can just be it's just about making the person say, huh, what's that? You just want them to get a click. You want to sell the click. So always think of selling the click and that sort of thing. So that would be, in terms of headlines, those are, that's the first type. The other type I look at is, I'll take this is kind of an interesting trick, but I'll take like, let's say a popular saying or a really popular song title, and I'll modify it slightly. Okay, so I did a blog post the other day. Now remember, I'm not an SEO guy, but my whole thing is trying to get emails open and getting people to click through. So I made a blog post the other day. Well, it was last month. It was called the 9 Habits of Highly Successful CPA Marketers. So obviously that's a play on the 7 habits of highly effective people, right? How to prepare turkey burgers like a boss. That might be that might be one which you know, targeted to the right guys. People are gonna click through. For Wayne, he's saying, where on the site is this headline? Mine was the post title. Remember, I'm not really trying to target SEO, right? So if you're targeting SEO, I'm sure Alex will agree. You can still be curious and that sort of thing, but real specific to whatever keywords you want to target. So, I mean, that's kind of my thoughts on headlines. The big thing, it's like a formula. It's like specific and curiosity is what's going to lead into a higher click-through rate and a higher conversion. Yeah, Alex is saying like above the fold. I'll talk about that when I show some landing page examples and that sort of stuff. But yeah, you want everything to be above the fold ideally, and if you guys don't if you guys don't know what above the fold is, I'm sure most of you do. It's just having your strongest calls to action near the top of the page, or so that people don't have to scroll to see it. Right? It's just like when I'm buying traffic on media buys. The inventory, which means the ad space below the fold, is usually cheaper, lower click-through rate, lower quality than stuff above the fold. So, does that answer it about headlines there, Alex? Yeah, David's turkey burger recipe is good enough for a Kardashian. Yeah, I mean that's curiosity right there. Yep. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so
you know, I like that one for sure.
Are we both talking at the same time? Did I magically fix it?
All right, Alex says he's gonna jump up here.
Can you guys hear me? It says I'm talking. Hello. Cool. I think we fixed the magic problem. Yeah, about what Chad was saying, headlines are one of the most important things for reducing a bounce rate.
Yeah, I think you might have fixed it, but
yeah, go figure. Just clicking buttons.
There might be a bit of a delay there.
Yeah, but when it comes to SEO, I noticed on one of my first sites, College Flirt, the topic, the first post, it was.
Can you guys hear me still?
Yep, we can still all hear you. I think there's a delay, so. Yeah, I probably should. But with all that being said, what I was going to say, when it comes to SEO, I noticed on one of my first sites, College Flirt, when I first got into it, the first post that I had, the title of it was just drastically important to bounce rate. Once today, I had like an easy way to talk to girls at parties without ever having to fear rejection, and the bounce rate for the site was like 30%. The next day, I had another title. One of my writers, he put an article up like how to do it like me. Every person that landed on the site had like a 90% bounce rate. So just an example of how important headlines are. Now, what we're going to do is Chad's going to come up with this presentation. And even if you're an SEO, this is some of the most important things I take away and apply to my SEO sites. I do a little bit of PPC now. I'm learning more about it all the time. But my SEO sites, this got me to my first $200 day from SEO sites and beyond, because I actually understand how traffic works, where to send them. And so Chad's going to be showing us some landers and stuff like that. And even if you can't put these landers as your home page on SEO, this is where you want to be sending people if you're trying to collect their emails, how to design your banner ads, how to think about designing your page in general if you want to have higher conversions. This is just incredibly important. You can actually make your own product if you launch your own product to your site, or you're selling a product on your site. This is perhaps the best way to design landing pages. So Chad's going to hop up now, and I'm going to sit back and learn a little bit.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to desktop sharing right here. Can you guys hear me right now? You guys hear me fine? Just got to make sure when I share my desktop there. Okay, cool. All right, just give me a couple seconds while I set up I set up my screen here. Almost done, almost done. Okay, I'm just formatting the screen here. Okay, good, good. Okay, can you guys see that? Can you guys see the where it says landing page best practices and resources? Just let me type in yes, no, if you can see that, if you can hear me, if everything's cool. Okay, cool. I didn't see all the messages. Okay, so you know, like Becker mentioned here, the thing with this presentation was actually from my forum. Okay, so but I figured I would because it kind of a big question that a lot of people had is about, you know, landing pages and that sort of stuff. So understand that there's kind of a slant towards paid traffic here, but I'm gonna be talking more about just the principles of the actual design of the page and the formatting of the page, because that's where a lot of people tend to screw up. Okay, so you know, if there's a disconnect, I'm sure you know, Alex will jump in and say, you know, most people this probably isn't relevant to them, but I'll try to make it as relevant as possible. Understand that most of the stuff that I promote is CPA offers, okay, and then some ClickBank stuff, and then of course my own products. So just I want to, you know, put that disclaimer out there, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna discuss like a couple popular lander types that we use, but you guys can definitely kind of integrate them or be creative on your own end with them. And I'm gonna break down my lander formula in detail, and then I'm gonna you know, give you some recommended landing page tools. So these are things where you can build landing pages quickly. You can rip landing pages if you see what somebody else is doing, and then so there you go. So. All right, so right away, first thing I want to talk about is lander types. Okay, so this is landing page types. Now, again, like I said, when you're fitting it into an SEO site or that sort of thing, this could change for you. It might be a little bit different, so keep that in mind. But the ones that I like to work with, because they're good for engaging visitors, you know, the bridge page. This is for like small commitment type offers. Don't worry, I'll get into each one in detail. Opt-in bridge page, the quiz, survey, or poll, squeeze, or bridge page. Again, I'll talk about that specifically. The review style page, that's probably the one that most of you guys are most familiar with. The blog lander or the lifestyle blog, that's really popular nowadays, and I think you'll like to see a few examples of that. And the advertorial, which is pretty controversial, and there's ways to do it where it's not so controversial, but again, I'll get into that in a second. So let's first talk about the bridge page, okay? And yeah, you know, So we'll get on the review page in a bit here. Like random guy was saying, it's been strong since the beginning. But let's talk about the bridge page first. Now, bridge page, I actually just called it a bridge page just because Google, like AdWords, on the AdWords side of things, usually hates bridge pages. And so what a bridge page is kind of like a bridge page is basically a really simple page. It doesn't have a lot of content on it and that sort of thing. So now, obviously, if you're doing SEO, you're probably going to want to add more content, or like Becker said, you're going to drive your traffic to one page and then get them to the bridge page. Now this right here, what you guys are looking at right now, this is kind of like a blueprint of how I lay out my bridge pages, and this is actually a blueprint of how I lay out my squeeze pages, and I'll show you example here of one of my squeeze pages that did really well. So I'm going to go into this in detail in a bit, so not right now. So don't worry about like writing this down. You'll have a chance to take notes on this and just see each element in detail. Okay. So to give you an idea of how I would, let's say I was promoting a dating offer in CPA. Okay. So let's say I was promoting a dating offer. That's the most common, something that's simple, and there isn't a credit card behind it. The person can just go and submit a CPA offer afterwards. So this is kind of a full color version. Now this is a real ugly version that I made real fast. If I wanted to make it more appealing, I would add more graphics and stuff. But you see right here, when I go back, you see how we have headline, scarcity subhead, subheadline on the right side, strong call to action, yada yada. When we go here, all those elements are laid out the same. Okay? So at the top there's a headline that says, looking for single goth girls in Calgary. Now you remember Calgary is the city that I'm in Canada. Now you remember how I said, we have that headline, we want specificity, and we want curiosity, okay? Things like question marks and numbers in your headline and that sort of stuff, those are all things that are going to help you get more interest, okay? So you see what I did at the top, looking for single goth girls in Calgary.
Now, if you're looking for
there are
the
currently
truth
136
about affiliate
online in your area, okay? And then on the left-hand side, we have what's called the hero shot. Again, I'll talk about all this in detail. And then to the right, we have a subheadline that says, find the hottest goth girls in Calgary that are looking for you tonight. And then we got our 4 bullet points, and then we have a really strong call to action on the bottom right. It says click here and sign up for free on the next page. I'll go into detail as to why I do all this. And then it says our free offers available for only the next 57 who sign up, so there's some scarcity. And then again, like Becker said, blue underlined text at the bottom. Okay, so now if I was actually building this page out, a page that converts well for a dating offer looks very similar to this, to be quite honest with you. Anna's looking fine right now. Okay, so it looks pretty similar to this. I might just brand it like the offer. I don't want you guys to worry about that too much right now. The biggest thing that I want you guys to get out of this is how I formatted it, how I have headline, subheadline on the left-hand side, an image, subheadline and bullet points to the right, and call to action right underneath. Okay. So here's so that's like a basic bridge type landing page. This one right here is an opt-in bridge. Okay, it's an opt-in bridge is essentially a simple bridge page. Again, follows very similar to that landing page formula I showed, but now we're pushing the opt-in page. This one right here, guys, I tested about. There were 4 I tested, and then I tested a mobile one as well. But I tested 4 different pages for these for this government grant CPA offer. This is the one of all of them, surprisingly, that killed it. This one did the best, and it made me the most money on the back end. So again, what do we have here? We got the strong headline, very simple headline, but saying stress financially, question mark, get the grants you deserve. It gives a bit of a subheadline you could qualify for up to, and then we have a couple bullet points that are benefit driven, what's in it for them. Well, no credit check needed, never required to prepay. Call to action arrows right down to the box, and again, qualify to the right. It says qualify today on the left. We got our hero shot on the left, and it's pointing to the right. On a side note, guys, if you can use the word qualify, okay, qualify is a really strong word to use on a site. A lot of people try to get an opt-in. By by doing things like giving away a free gift and that sort of stuff. I'd like to make people qualify for something or apply for something. The reason being, this is a very important thing. Like Random Guy just said, qualifies like a challenge. Okay. The thing is, if I get somebody, like let's say tonight's webinar, let's say it was a big pitch webinar, not this one, but let's say I was doing a pitch webinar or something. Let's say one of you guys wants to do a pitch webinar in the dog training niche, for example, and you made the people before the webinar have to sign an NDA or put in an application to get on the webinar. Yes, you will have less people get on the webinar. It's true, but you'll have people that are more likely to buy on that webinar. Okay, this was really something counterintuitive for me in the beginning. Okay, because I used to think, well, it would be a lot easier if I just direct linked and get people right to the page. Well, the problem is you want to have micro commitments. It's kind of like, it sounds sketchy and it sounds weird to say, but the more that you can get people to commit to you, the more that they're going to want to commit to you later on. Okay. There are exceptions to every rule, of course. Sometimes I'll just go for the kill if it's a real low commitment type offer. But for the most part, if you can get people that to take a bit of action, and I'm going to show you some other things that you can do for that, then away you go, right? Somebody was asking about AdWords terms of service. Okay, I'm going to type in a URL in the box here. Yeah, okay, there we go. If you want to see a really good example of a site that that gets opt-ins and is advertised on AdWords, I want you to go to this site right here. Just one second. So it's perfectconnectiongolfswing.com. Let me know if you guys can't get to that site, but it should be up and running. That site's a really good example if you're doing AdWords and you want to have a squeeze page. Okay, that site is very, very good for seeing how they laid out the squeeze, how everything is above the fold. If you go to that page, the opt-in, everything is above the fold. There is content. There is navigation and that sort of stuff, but everything is above the fold. It's perfectconnectiongolfswing.com. Okay, so if you guys are asking, that's just a very good example. I always bring that one up. That guy's example for AdWords is better than a lot of stuff I could show you. The big thing about AdWords is a lot of people say that, I don't want to get too sidetracked because I know a lot of you guys aren't doing AdWords, but a lot of people say you need a bunch of content on an AdWords site. That's not actually true. The thing is, people need, number one, you can't promote scammy offers. I mean, yeah, that's fine. But the other thing is, you need to have, you need to be able to access everything on the site without opting in. Okay, so that's why a normal squeeze page will usually get you slapped by Google, because people can't access the rest of the site without opting in. Yeah, like DJ's saying, basically an opt-in header. There's another one, I'm going to type it in. This is one of mine. I was doing very high-priced, privatehealthcover.org.uk. And that's one of mine. You should go there. You should see like a nurse on the left side, and then again it follows this kind of Lander formula. On the right-hand side, you have a form and all that stuff. I was doing insurance leads in the UK, and that is completely AdWords. It's accepted by AdWords. I advertise that on AdWords all day long. So to give you an idea, you can do a squeeze page. That one's got a bigger form, the one I just showed, but again, it follows this Lander formula. But you can see that you can get to everywhere on the site by clicking the navigation. If you guys do look at that privatehealthcover.org site, you can see that I put that form on every single page, and Google's fine with it. Okay. Anyway, I didn't want to segue too much from. So that's the next Lander type, the opt-in bridge, right? Slim's just asking, does the form disappear when they opt in? It just says thank you, and then it doesn't disappear. It just stays there if they go to other pages. Because the whole idea for me is just getting that conversion. For every form submit I would get on there, I would get like $38. So just to give you an idea what my conversion was. All right, so Next one. This one's really good, and you guys integrate this in SEO sites. Maybe not the Adam Sandler example, but to give you an idea. So lander types. Next one, quiz and survey landers. So what we'll do in CPA, if we're buying paid traffic and it's outside of AdWords and that sort of thing, we don't have to worry about a lot of terms of service. You guys with SEO, if you can get people to a quiz. The quiz one is really good because it does what's called micro commitments. Okay. Again, I was talking about the commitments before. Now you're getting people into a fun type of commitment. So if I was targeting Adam Sandler fans, or for whatever reason, I send them to a page like this. So the first question is Adam Sandler Canadian? True or false? Sandler was part of what comedy cast prior to the movies, and it asks questions. Okay. So what the person does, they're going to go through different questions. Now, subconsciously. Yes, SNL. Yeah. Subconsciously, when someone keeps clicking in your quiz, they're getting more and more involved in your process. Okay? Now, DJ's saying, at the end of the quiz, do you direct link to the order or capture the lead, then send to the CPA offer? Right here, you have a few exits that you could do. You could direct to a CPA offer. If you direct to a CPA offer, or a ClickBank offer, or an Amazon product, or whatever, ideally you can make it so the person feels that they've qualified. They're now as part of a special group of people that are able to get that special offer. A really good example I saw once was a Justin Bieber quiz. Okay, and the traffic was sent to a Justin Bieber quiz. The quiz asked 5 questions. Okay, about Justin Bieber. And what the hook was, are you a real Justin Bieber fan? If you can pass this test, you'll get access to the Justin Bieber fan club and get a free avatar of yourself for the fan club or whatever. Person would go through 5 Justin Bieber questions. At the end of the questions, regardless of what they answered, it would say, congratulations, you passed the test. You really are a Justin Bieber fan. Now, when on that thank you page after the quiz, where it says, you really are a Justin Bieber fan, I'm not going to repeat that comment just said, but when it said, congratulations, you really are a Justin Bieber fan, what would happen is they would say, now you get access to the fan club. Now, the next step is to make a cartoon avatar of yourself. Okay? Now, the cartoon avatar creation thing was a CPA offer that paid out at $5.25. Okay? So you see how they angled the offer. How they took the offer and they made it incentive for the person to be like, oh yeah, I definitely want to have this custom avatar so I fit into this Justin Bieber fan club group. And there you go. And that's how they set it all up. So that's called creating an angle on the offer. And you can do that sort of thing on the quiz or the survey type lander. The next one, this one's really, really old. If you guys ever been on, PPC Coach, he's my partner in the new forum, but is the poll style lander. Okay, so the poll style landing page, this can be done in SEO, it can be done with paid traffic, whatever. Again, it's an engagement device. So here I have an example of a poll in the MMA niche. In a rematch, would Chael Sonnen beat Anderson Silva? Vote now and you could win a UFC Undisputed prize pack, including Xbox 360. And then again, we have two answers the person could take. Yes, yep, Chael would wreck him. No way, Anderson would destroy. Okay, again, we have blue underlying text. The whole idea is, if anyone clicks here, they go right to the same CPA offer, which would be a CPA offer. There was one that was an email submit where people could win an Xbox 360 and UFC Undisputed. The whole idea, again, though, is creating a poll and that sort of thing. So we're getting people opinionated. We're bringing them in with like a fiery intent, and then you position the offer on that sort of lander. Question here. where are you displaying these ads? PPV. I personally do a lot of media buys. I do Facebook, and I like Google Display Network. If I'm doing a straight up poll, I won't do a Google Display Network. That'll be on media buys, or I might do CPV. But usually, I typically do media buys, so direct to site banner ads and that sort of thing. Really good. This is a good point by Random Guy. I'm actually glad he brought this up. He said, good use of UFC language on that lander. Wreckham and Anderson would destroy. This is one thing when you guys, it's just a side note. If you want to increase your conversions, okay, speak to your audience the way that they speak. Okay, so if you know, I mean, if you're doing a site like Turkey Burgers, say, I don't know if the hardcore turkey burger makers out there speak in a really badass kind of way, but but what I mean is, you know, I had the very first like 5-figure campaign that I ever did was in the niche, the get ripped niche. So guys that wanted to get ripped and lean up. Now, one way to say that is to get lean and lean muscles and toned, but that's not the way that guys between 18 and 30 would say that. They would say get ripped, or how to get ripped, or get cut. So that's just I'm glad Random Guy brought that up. It's just a good way to, you know, you want to always speak to your audience, right? It just, yoked is that's an awesome one, or diesel or whatever, stacked, right? You want to speak to how the guys, how those guys will talk. Yeah, shredded is another one, exactly. You don't want to be like, you know, lose fat and get really lean, because, you know, no guys really talk like that usually. Well, some might, but. So that's the pull stop. This is swollen. Yeah. Okay. Next one, review page. I mean, like I said, a lot of you guys are really familiar with this. So review style landers, I mean, they work. Like Becker gave some good examples. The thing with review style landers is ideally you want to sound real when you're coming across it. You don't want to make one sound so good and the rest of them like junk, right? Ideally, you have pros and cons, but you want to position your cons as if they're advantages. Okay, now this is tricky to do. So pros are easy to write. You know, pros are like, yeah, you know, this feature and benefit of this product, and this is why it's good. Cons would be like, let's say you were promoting a lead generation software. Okay, a con would be like, the only con I found, or one of the cons that I found, was it gave me too much business, or too many leads, and I was actually backlogged. So make sure you have a system in place to handle a lot of leads. Okay, so you know, it makes the cons sound like a benefit that everybody would want. Everybody would want to have too many leads. For, you know, let's say you're promoting a fat loss product for men, right? One of the cons could be something like, you know, the only con I had was that I got ripped up way too fast, and people started saying I was on juice and stuff, or I was on steroids. So again, you know, if you're okay with handling that, then you're going to love the product. So again, you position that con as an advantage. Okay. So Alex is asking, Becker's asking, do you make certain review targeting different kinds of people? Example, anti-aging for 20-year-old and anti-aging for 50-year-old. For me in paid traffic, that's a lot easier to do because, yeah, exactly. I could go to Facebook and I could target specific ages, and boom, I'll send them to one lander, and then I'll send other people to another lander. Okay. In SEO, it depends on how much work you want to put into one page, but absolutely, I say get as specific as you can. Again, specific. It's all about. It's just going to increase your conversion rate, right? It'll lower your sample size, but it'll increase your conversion rate. That's the general rule. So landing pages are pretty, you know, everyone kind of knows about them. Just trying to make those cons advantages. I put this resource at the bottom here. I got no affiliation of them. Landingpagedesigns.net. If you guys want just really cheap templates and stuff to start out that you can integrate into your SEO site, by all means, you can check them out. All right, next lander type. This one's really cool. This is definitely one that you could SEO. You could use as paid traffic or whatever. Some people might be pissed that I'm outing this style, but it's getting more popular nowadays. It's called the Lifestyle Blog. The Lifestyle Blog, you guys can go check this out right now if you go to healthheadlines.com. Healthheadlines.com, ARALifestyle.com, those are both examples of a lifestyle blog. Now, a lifestyle blog is kind of like, it's not a news site, okay? Advertorials are the ones that are the ones that came under a lot of heat. A lifestyle blog is like a magazine site, and you make it look like an authority site. But if you actually go through healthheadlines.com, there's really not tons of sections. Like right there's only 5 pieces of navigation, and each one's got maybe 5 to 10 articles. So it's not really that much. There's like 25 to 50 articles you can get away with. Now, if you guys actually go through that site right now, you're going to see some of the articles don't have affiliate links. Okay, some of them are just things like this summer vacation. Don't skip summer vacation. That one doesn't promote an offer. I don't think. I can't remember. But the one that does, the one secret to a toned body. If you were buying traffic, you would send people to that page. And if you go read that page is a very casual, almost review style ad. But if you look at the headline right there, one secret to a toned body. Again, there's curiosity. Person's going to want to be like, what's that one secret? I'm going to want to go in and find out what that secret is. And if you look on the right-hand side there, they show an ad for Force Factor. That's actually the product that they advertise in this review. Okay? A lot of the big guys, like Random Guys saying, a lot of the big guys use the lifestyle blogs. I've heard that Health Headlines is actually the one that is actually made by the Force Factor guys. So not sure if that's true. I think it is though. But again, people like to read blogs. People like to read reviews, magazine, gossip type pages. That's how you leverage that type of style. Okay. And this is the type of site that can grow to a big review site. If you guys want, go check out the traffic stats on healthheadlines.com. Last I checked, it was huge. Like the amount of traffic they got. Same with aralifestyle.com. And finally, the black hat, dark art, the advertorial. A lot of you guys have probably seen this one. All I'm going to say with this one, yeah, FTC, you got to be careful with this if you're doing this in the U.S. or if you yourself are based in the U.S. You got to watch the compliance on this. Now, here's the thing about the advertorial. Okay, there is a way to do a compliant advertorial. You see how the healthheadlines.com one, at the top, it says advertisement. You guys might not be able to see that on your screen, but if you go to the site, you'll see it. That's one step closer to an advertorial to make it compliant. I'm not going to go into how to make a compliant advertorial now, but what you want to do is ideally look at the formatting of the advertorial again. Remember our Lander formula before, okay? Remember the Lander formula before. How we had the headline at the top. So in this case, it's one tip of a flat belly, a surprising new way to burn fat quickly. So again, curiosity, all that sort of stuff. On the right-hand side, where you see the HCG bottles in that kind of brown background area, there's 2 calls to action there. There's benefits in that little box because people read that resource box, okay? So you can take something from an advertorial. I'm not saying to go make advertorials and get in trouble. If you do, that's your fault. It's not my fault. Again, I'm not a lawyer. If you're outside of the U.S. and you are advertising international people, then up to you again. But I just want you to look at the kind of the formatting of an effect page. If you're doing e-commerce sites, right? Go look at Amazon. I would people are always like, because I don't do a lot of e-commerce. I got an e-commerce site, but I don't do tons of it. But people ask me, how can I get more conversion on the e-commerce site? Go look at Amazon. The way Amazon lays out their stuff, for one, steal Amazon's buy buttons. Okay, I'm not kidding. People are used to clicking those types of buy buttons. Okay, you want to do what's called leveraging trust. Okay, Amazon buy buttons. People trust clicking those. Okay, it's subconscious. So use their buy buttons if you're doing e-commerce. Move your add to cart buttons up the way Amazon does. If you look at Amazon's layout, it's the same type of thing. It's got a product image, hero shot on the left. It's got features and benefits, call to action on the right. All right, so let's get in the Lander formula a little bit more detail. We're almost done here, guys. I know I'm going quick. I just don't want to keep people on for too long, okay? So the headline, I talked about it. I mean, curiosity, specificity, if that's even a word, and that's going to bring you higher conversions, higher click-through rates. The whole intention of the headline is to bring attention. The whole intention is to bring attention and to get the person to read the next line. Okay, that's it. You want to sell the next line. Get them to read more. Scarcity subheadline. Okay, so in my dating example, I used something that was like, there are 37 girls looking online in Calgary right now. A scarcity headline could be something like, if you value your, and if you want to lose weight in the next 15 days, without dieting, you'll read every word on this page. It's not really scarcity, but it's getting them to read every word on the page. That's something a lot of good copywriters do, okay? They'll say things like read every word on this page, or watch every video, watch every second of this video, okay? For whatever reason, when people hear that, they don't think, okay, I don't want to miss anything, so they start reading your copy a bit closer. After that, we have a subheadline. Again, this is all benefit driven. You're reinforcing what the headline is doing. And then bullet points. Again, benefits for taking action now. Okay? Benefits for taking action now. Like Becker said, he said Google traffic is, I would say pretty much all traffic is selfish. Bottom line is, no one really cares about you or your product, to be quite honest with you, and nobody cares about the offer. They care about what it's going to do for them. Everybody should know that now. So you want to talk about benefits always, and not features. Okay? A feature would be, let's say a feature in a weight loss pill would be like green tea extract. Okay? The benefit of that would be our green tea extract. Our green tea extract raises your metabolism, which means you can eat your favorite foods, not have to worry about dieting, and still lose fat while you sleep, or something like that. Right? So that's a benefit. What's in it for them? So I usually like to put 3 or 4 bullet points right there. Moving my stuff around. 3 or 4 bullet points on the right there. A strong call to action button. Now, if you saw it up here, you notice how I didn't just go click here. Now, call to action buttons are things that got to be tested, but I didn't just put click here. I put a benefit inside the call to action button. So something like click here and sign up for free on the next page. Okay? So again, another benefit. They can sign up for free on the next page, and I put that into the button. Hero shot on the left-hand side. On an e-commerce site, this is a product shot. On my government grant example, this is 2 people in the situation of stressed about bills and that sort of stuff. In the dating example, it's a bunch of girls, right? So it's the end result that the guys want. So again, hero shot, that's what that is. Usually it's the outcome the person wants. It's the future visioning. So if somebody wants to get lean, then you show somebody that's ripped, or you show before and afters, that sort of stuff. Videos, you can have a video in that space instead of an image. So again, there's all that's where you put what's called the hero shot. After that, I like this offer available for the next blank type of scarcity. So if you can do a legit scarcity where it's like, this offer is available for the next 25 callers or 25 visitors, or this offer is available for the next 6 days, right? Again, if you can put that there, if you can live up to it, that's great. And at the very bottom, another call to action, another benefit one. This is where I usually like to use the blue underlined text link, and it can vary by style. Then now here's one thing I want to that I want you guys to keep in mind. Remember, you're asking about like Google and that sort of stuff. You can do this whole type of layout at the top of your page, okay? Above the fold type of thing. And then everything below can be your content and that sort of stuff, okay? So you can put this whole template nicely down above the fold with your navigation, so it's all Google compliant, it's SEO friendly, but then just like the perfect connection swing. And then underneath you can put your content and that sort of stuff. Real fast, I'll go into lander creation and modification tools. So a lot of you guys probably use things like WordPress and that sort of stuff. Fact is, like, some people like WordPress. Some people might just code from scratch. I'll give you an idea of some of the stuff that I use for graphics and that sort of thing. Photoshop, to me, Photoshop's essential, but some people don't actually do Photoshop. GIMP is another free one. GIMP's a free one. Photoshop's not. For HTML and editing, I'm on a Mac, so I like to use Coda, and I like to use Dreamweaver. Notepad++ is a good one. If you're not really good at coding or graphics and that sort of stuff, for WYSIWYG stuff, like what you see is what you get type of things, where you drag and drop type builders. If you're on a PC, WYSIWYG web builder Okay, that's a really good one if you're on a Windows machine. Okay, quick and easy web builder is awesome if you're on a Mac. Okay, so those two, in terms of just drag and drop, dead simple type of things, those are the two that I recommend. Headway for WordPress is drag and drop. That's what Ken's saying. So thanks for that. I've never heard of that one. Aristeer is one that was mentioned before. I've seen guys use it on our forum, and they like it as well. If you just see a landing page or something that you just want to rip, if you want to take somebody's landing page and then modify it to your liking, it can be a good way to get a good initial kind of framework to work with, and then you change your copy and your images and your tracking links and all that sort of stuff. You can use something like Bolt. That's bo.lt. SiteSucker on Mac is the one that I use. It's awesome. It literally sucks every part of the site, and you just have to modify stuff to your liking. And Firefox, there's a plugin called Scrapbook. And keep in mind though, if you guys do decide to rip landers, it's totally up to you. Just keep in mind that you want to take out the tracking links in the code, okay? And the big thing, I didn't know there was a page sucker. That's cool. I guess that's Site Sucker for Windows. Awesome. Yeah, so you still got to take out the tracking links. I've had guys rip my landing pages, and then all of a sudden I see a bunch more clicks in my tracking software, and they didn't change the affiliate links either. So if they want to send me sales, that's cool, but you probably want to take out all the tracker links. Michael, you want to take out tracker links. If you want to, you probably want to change the headlines and the images and test your own stuff. But ripping a page, like ripping a lander like that, can be good just to create a an initial framework. Okay, if all you know how to do is really basic editing and HTML, it's a good way to take out to get a big head start on other people. And yeah, most of these programs they're either really simple to use, or they have like excellent tutorials. So they're really easy to use, most of these things. So. And yeah, that's what I had for the lander formula there, Becker. So that's kind of gives you an idea of how to the formula that I use. And again, it all kind of comes down to this type of layout. Okay, whether I'm doing opt-in, whatever else, I gotta just put it above the fold with content underneath. That's it. That's usually kind of how the layout that I work with. So, and again, this layout can fit into really graphically intensive pages, or it can be just real simple type pages that are just text based, like this dating one right here. So just to give you an idea. Yeah. So that's it right there, man. If you want to jump on, Becker, that's all I had for the lander formula stuff.
Cool. Let me see. Make sure is it hop on? Can everyone hear me?
It was ARA Lifestyle.
Sweet. Can everyone hear me real quick? Okay, good stuff. Alright guys, well that's kind of what we have for you guys today. What I really want to stress before everyone goes is, even if you're not planning on doing paid traffic, the examples that Chad gave and all the mindsets, how he's sending traffic around, that is exactly how you want to approach your SEO sites and how you want to understand the traffic. If you're going to send traffic to a page of your own product or get people's email opt-ins, yep, that's how you're going to need to do it. So what I'd like everyone to do real quick when you're leaving the webinar, just stop by our thank you page. It has a lot of things that you can check out that Chad has done and I have done. No affiliate links. It's all just pure recommendations. If you guys want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. And I'm going to be hanging around the webinar a little bit longer to answer any questions. And again, thanks a ton to Hamzeh. Great content. I feel like I just got 20 WSOs worth of information in 30 minutes. So awesome stuff.